Bonjour! Welcome to another episode of Cuisine de Michel. I am Michel, and it's been a little bit since our last video. I've been kind of busy with summer stuff, and now we're hit on a rainy weekend, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to do another video. And it might be rainy where you are too, so this will give you something to do this weekend. All right, so anyway, today we're going to make some soft malted chocolate chip cookies. So these are a little bit different from your usual chocolate chip cookies in the fact that they have malted milk powder in there. There's no substitute for this flavor, so if you cannot find this, this is not the recipe for you. You gotta have this ingredient. You don't have to have this brand, but you do have to have this ingredient. Right, so this recipe is from cookiesandcups.com. And I've made this recipe before, so I know it's fabulous, but I thought that I'd like to share it on video for you guys. So we start out and we're gonna be mixing up some dry ingredients in a bowl together. This has 10.62 ounces of all-purpose flour, which is the same as 2.5 cups. That's already in here. And to this, we are going to be adding 1/2 cup of the malted milk powder. Now, if you can only find the chocolate, I'm sure you can use that. It's just your cookies will come out more chocolatey. I haven't tried it that way yet, personally. And then we're going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/4 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. So we're just going to take a second to whisk all of those together. Doesn't take much to get those to whisk together. And then we'll just set that aside for a moment. And then in a large mixing bowl, you're gonna wanna melt 1 cup of salted butter. Now I have used unsalted butter before and added in the salt. You just have to find online, I think it's a 1/4 teaspoon or something like that per 1/2 cup that you need to add in of regular salt to make it come out the same as salted butter. But either way, salted butter is the easier one if you can. It's already what the recipe was calling for. We already have that melted in here, and to this we are going to add 1.5 cups of brown sugar. This is light brown. I'm sure you probably could use dark brown if that's all you have on hand. I can't see that it would make some big difference, other than maybe a little bit more deeper flavor. I'm going to stir that together really quickly until it is completely combined. All right, so we got our brown sugar and our butter combined. Now we're going to add to that 2 eggs. And a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So again, I'm going to stir those in. Takes a little bit longer to get the egg to go in. Once you get a nice consistent mixture, you can stop stirring. See, we've got kind of a good consistency here. And then we're going to start adding in our dry ingredients. I usually add a little bit at a time just to make it easier to stir. can see that the dough is coming together really, really fast. It does not take long at all to get this dough together. That's one really nice thing. But what's going to happen is we're going to have to chill this for a little bit in the refrigerator. So make sure you plan ahead so that you have time to do that. Get those last bits of flour, make sure those are in. Okay. Now we've got that all mixed together. We're going to be putting in 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And now I'm not going to worry if I'm totally perfect on that. I should say approximately 2 cups. We are going to stir these in, and after we stir those in, we're going to cover this and put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours. So this mixture needs to go in for 2 hours, and then when you are ready to bake, get it out and you'll be heating up your oven. Hey, welcome back. We've been chilling this cookie dough. As you can see, I'm in a different shirt. So I actually ended up chilling it overnight. Looks like that. Yum, yum, yum. So now we're going to go ahead and get it ready for baking. So you're going to want to line your cookie sheet with some parchment paper. If you want, this is optional, you can have some extra chocolate chips to decorate the outsides with. Again, it is totally optional. A cookie scoop does make this easier. You don't have to have one, but you're going to want a fairly large one. And the dough is definitely a lot more solid now. I'm going to kind of overfill it. We want these to be pretty good sized cookies, so I usually make it kind of a big round ball like that. So it's going to be a nice big cookie. And I'm going to be placing these 3 inches apart because they are going to spread out quite a bit. And then, like I said, if you want, you can put a few extra chocolate chips just so they come out looking really pretty in the end, or because you just really love chocolate chips. Either way. And then you're going to want your oven to be heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And once you have all of these on the sheet ready to go, you're going to bake them for 11 to 12 minutes. I usually go about 11 and a half. You do not want to over bake these. They're intended to come out as soft cookies. So when you pull them out, they're not going to quite look done, but they're going to finish on the baking sheet. Okay, so these have just come out of the oven. I wanted to show what they look like when they come out of the oven. I went 13 just because these had been in the fridge for overnight. Normally I just go the 2 hours that she put in the recipe was the minimum. And so the dough wouldn't have been quite as cold. So then I think the 11 to 12 minutes is the right timing. But look at the edge. You can see the edge has just started to turn golden brown. And that's what you want here. But they still look raw in the middle. We're going to leave them on the cookie sheet so that they can continue actually baking here on the cookie sheet, but at a slower rate, essentially. And then we will transfer them to the wire rack. And once they're all cool, we'll make a nice little final product shot so you can see them all together. As you can see, We have a beautiful plate here full of these cookies. They're not very thick cookies. They do come out a little bit flat, so if you're looking for a thicker cookie, these aren't the ones for you. But they taste fabulous. As I was telling you before, we've made these a few times now, and they always turn out great. And there's usually about 3 dozen or so, depending on how you do your cookies, if you get the same size or whatever. Anyway, I hope that you'll make these as well, and that you will also please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Au revoir.